Good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View, and give you a little update. I'm going to give you an update on this. This is the maddest. This is the craziest story of the transfer window. You'll remember, he's just been sold for 28 million, but you're not really worried about that. You're wondering what went on at Anderlecht tonight. Anderlecht got beat. Anderlecht did get beat 2-0, and Kasper Dolberg did play. He did play. He was a substitute, and he came on in the 73rd minute. The striker did come on for his team in the 73rd minute. He didn't manage to score a goal. Was it just a sort of farewell? I'm not too sure. Hopefully it is. But he's not travelling to Scotland as yet. Will he travel to Scotland tonight? Will he travel to Scotland tomorrow? Can Celtic get their man? And he's only one of a few strikers that Celtic will be wanting to get in the door. Brendan Rodgers has said that he wants to get two strikers in. And let's face it, on today's show, we definitely need two strikers in. Let's talk about Ohm, because that has to be the craziest thing ever. Advanced talks with a deal worth 28 million for unbelievable. Is there a sell-on clause? I don't think there'll be a 30% sell-on clause. I don't think there's that big a sell-on clause with Let's try and find out. If we go back, according to some of the media, there is a bumper sell-on fee. I'm not going to take that publication into that, but I'm trying to go back to. I mean, did we not make a loss selling him? We bought him for 2.5 million. Didn't we sell him for 2 million or something? He scored 7 times in 27 appearances for Genk. It would just be like Celtic to make even more money. Because you've got to remember that we have made money off of various players that have left Celtic before this season. And the bank balance, even though that we're not going to be in the Champions League, the bank balance hasn't taken a massive hit. Can't find the. He was sold for 4.5 million. Unbelievable that South Korea. Let me just go into this transfer market. There we go. I mean, he's a player that can play. I mean, he was a right winger, left winger, play through the middle. For whatever reason, Celtic sold him. I mean, it's saying there that we paid 1.8 million euros for him. I'm sure we sold him for £2.5 million. I'm sure it was cheap. But the fact that he's going for 28 million is just completely bonkers. It is completely bonkers. And other Celtic news, obviously, the fact that I wonder about Live. Yeah. Let me just get an update with Yang is expected to travel down to Birmingham. Do you know what? I've got a lot of respect for some journalists, but it said Celtic target Kasper Dolberg has come on as a last minute, as a substitute, as they try to get an equaliser. They got beat 2-0. 73 minutes. 73 minutes he came on, and Union Saint had a goal in the 91st minute. So, will that be his last game for Anderlecht, and will he be at Celtic in the morning? Let's get rid of you, because that's just a piss take, isn't it? I mean, how much does Celtic get if this deal does go through? I mean, hopefully we had a decent sell-on clause with him. It's never going to be anything like 30%. Not a chance. I mean, when he came over from Asia, he come over as he was a poster boy over there, wasn't he? He was like one of their biggest stars. But he's a player that a certain manager didn't fancy. Defensive midfielder, 6.5 million. It's the eve of deadline day. Hammarby have rejected an approved offer of 4.7 million for the winger from Celtic. That's just come up on Sky Sports News that Hammarby have rejected another offer from Celtic. Unbelievable. Celtic low balling right up to the very last minute. Wee Mitch is in the house. Thank you for that, Wee Mitch. Let's jump onto here. Let's get the comments up. I've got the comments up. Good evening, Baz. One Celtic fans to Commander. That was a hard watch today. Yeah, it was a hard watch. I mean, I think we should just forget about it now. Is it? I can't see it being 30%. I can't see it being a 30%. Well, Tam Max says 28 million, my arse. That's what he's about to get sold for. And I tell you one thing, Anderlecht had 2 sent off, did they? I never watched it. I was just was shite. Yeah, well, send Yang again on loan. I always thought there was a player I know, but not in a million years did I think he'd go for that. Yeah, I don't think that any Celtic... If he does go for 28 million, and Celtic have got a big bumper payday coming, it's going to be a case that... I'm not being funny, but the men upstairs at Celtic... I'm going to stop shouting. Missy's watching the telly. The men upstairs at Celtic are going to be sitting... I've got another beer. There's a beer that I got. It's called Judas, though. I need to show you this beer. It's something like 8.5%. It's mental. It's like wine. I've not tried it yet. He scored 10 goals at Genk. Neil Lennon summed up the transfer window earlier. Trying to sell in Scotland is hard. No one wants to come and hardly to play, says Stephen Kelly. Yes, Stephen, but what else did he say in that interview? He also said about managed decline. I watched that and I put a short up about it, and Neil Lennon did say that he sold Wanyama, Hooper, and there was someone else, and they never got under the quality. And he said the squad actually declined. Even though we got other players in, the squad declined. Managed decline isn't such a new concept at Celtic, is it? And Neil Lennon today telling people on the telly, it's an endemic thing at Celtic. You know, it's happened before and it's happening again. Celtic do have this. Let's get O off the screen because I still can't believe it. Baz, there's an 11 million drop from the Champions League qualifying to the Europa before you win bonuses, etc. Yeah, but look at the money that we've made in this transfer window, and look at the money that we've made externally, not just the players that we've brought in. Right? I mean, if we're making money from Yang, we've made money from the right back there was the left back. Fucking who cares? I'm not really worried about the money because Celtic will be in a good financial state come the end of the season. McGregor made 3 forward passes. We're great at passing the ball back. Kieran, go and tell me who he was going to pass the ball forward to. Because as it stands, he had no one to pass the ball forward to. So, I mean, people coming on and complaining about, the fucking Karl Max piss, you only pass. Who was he going to pass the ball forward to? Because there was no one. There was absolute no one. Another Ange signing going for 28 million. Yeah. We're not spending the money. No, we're not. That's my point. We have lost so much after the trading continues. Yeah. Brown Warrior, you're spot on, mate. The fact that Celtic have spent very little money. I mean, there's a lot of business getting done right now. I mean, there's a lot of big sales going through, but I mean, you're sitting watching Sky Sports. I mean, there's transfers coming through. By Leverkusen defender travelling to London. It's Arsenal. What a joke! Adam Ida should have told. Ida should have been told Swansea wait till Monday. Yeah. It's up to him to push the team forward. Did you watch the game, mate? Nobody was going forward. Let's talk about Rio Hatate then, and how many passbacks Rio Hatate had. Because there was nobody good today. So picking on one individual player and blaming the captain for everything on a weekly basis does nothing for... Let's sort this camera. Does absolutely nothing for the motivation of the team. Rio Hatate is meant to be your attacking forward. He's a defensive midfielder, Callum, right? Rio Hatate is your a forward attacking midfielder. He made more passbacks than Callum McGregor. Do you know? I mean, Tierney's outpaced a lot today. Yep, Callum's been poor for 2 seasons. Well, so was Bruni at the end of the day. Could end up only having Shin and Kenny. Well, if we're going to end up with Shin Yamada and Johnny Kenny, I think Johnny Kenny... I mean, where was Johnny Kenny today? Of all the days that we needed Johnny Kenny, is Johnny Kenny on his way out? Is Johnny Kenny on his way out? Why was... And Brendan Rodgers wasn't asked, you know, where was Johnny Kenny? And Brendan Rodgers would turn around and say, yeah, and let's talk about Benji. Right? Johnny, let's not talk about players that aren't there. Benji was a joke again today. Benji's not a winger. Whoever scouted Benji as a winger, he's not a winger for Celtic. I forgot Hatate was on when he got subbed. I didn't, because I seen him make umpteen passbacks. He couldn't pass the ball forward. For a player that is such a big hype. People were saying that Hatate was worth 30 million a year ago. You're not going to get 30 million for Rio Hatate. You're not even going to get 20 million for Rio Hatate. You'd be lucky if you get 15 million for Rio Hatate. And if a bid comes in tonight for 15 million for Rio Hatate, and a bid comes in tonight for 15 million, Hatate had a shot in the 58th minute. Woohoo! Yeah, he had a shot on goal. Hey! We had a shot on goal. Whoopie-doo. Oh, jeez. Hey, be quicker, Tamak. I got to it before you. Bit of using our time out. 24 hours. Anyway, thanks for subscribing to the channel. Well, your Union Jacks. Oh, the big news of the day. I suppose we need to talk about the big news of today. He's just subscribed as well. Subscribe to put up Union Jack flags and then get chucked off the channel. We are sitting at 23,026 subscribers. We did it. We did it. Aberdeen 0, Falkirk 1, Dundee 0, Dundee United 2, Hibernian 1, St Mirren 1, Rangers 0, Celtic 0. What does that do to the SPFL? I've not even looked at it. I forgot there was other games. I was that disgusted with the with the Celtic game today. I actually forgot that there was more games going on. I think I was like, fuck. So the table as it stands, Celtic are top of the table. Heart of Midlothian are on 10 points in second position. Celtic are on 10 points with a goal difference of +6. That is why Celtic are top of the table, because they've not conceded a single goal all season. 4 games in, 4 clean sheets. As Brendan Rodgers said, happy days. Sitting then 5 points behind in third position is Hibernian. Good for Hibernian. Good for Hibernian. They're up into third. Dundee United are in 4th position. Motherwell are in 5th position. Kilmarnock on 4 points are in 6th position. And because of the scorelines today, Rangers are still in 7th. Falkirk just not doing enough. If they'd scored another couple of goals, Falkirk could have jumped above the Rangers. And then other scorelines going the way. Yeah, Aberdeen are shocking. Aberdeen are absolutely woeful. Rangers are in 7th position on 4 points. Livingston in 9th position. Falkirk, in 8th position on 4 points. Livingston on 4 points in 9th position. St Mirren in 10th on 3 points. Dundee on 2 points. And Aberdeen, 3 games into the season. Remember that Aberdeen and Hibernian did decide to cancel a game due to the fact that they were playing in European competition. Aberdeen are sitting on 0 points at the bottom of the table with -5. Aberdeen will struggle this season. They will struggle. Let me just jump back. Tierney's miles off it. Yeah, he is that, isn't it? And let's just put the user on timeout. There we go. Nicholas R. Stubborn. It's all good. That do you know what? I love the fact that they're all subscribing to the channel just to come on, comment, and then, last a minute. And let's face it, nobody's got bragging rights. I don't know why Rangers fans are coming on here trying to have bragging rights tonight, because nobody have done it. I've just done it. Mate, I've just blocked them. I have just blocked them. But thanks for subscribing. He will unsubscribe now, of course. But yeah, thanks for subscribing. Just 5 minutes. It's all that waiting about for 5 minutes. No, it's 20 minutes, isn't it? Yeah, I made it. Did I not make it 20 minutes? No luck. Yeah, it's done, Chilpil. The board are letting Brendan down, not Brendan letting us down. I think there's a bit of both. I mean, was it not the Rangers fans that were booing their team at full time today again? And then there's Rangers fans coming in here trying to get some sort of upper hand. You know, you're sitting down in 7th position in the league, lads. Just saying, right? I mean, there's nothing to brag about. You're sitting on 4 points. You're sitting on a goal difference of 0, and you're 7th in the league. But somehow you think that you've got a bragging right because you've got a 0-0 with Celtic. A 0-0 with Celtic. Bayern Munich took some Vancouver Whitecaps on a free. Has Whistle left for Newcastle? Oh no, he's not left. The Whistle. See, that's another situation that could play out in the next 24 hours. Brentford. Because Brentford are interested in Dyson Maeda. Brentford's insist that Whistle's valuation must be met, and they must be able to sign a replacement before they sanction the deal. See, everyone's playing games of chess now. And don't be surprised if Brentford come in. I mean, that's still one that can come. I mean, people are saying, but it is an interesting one. Today's going to be a fantastic day tomorrow. It's going to be a busy day as far as I'm concerned. When you look at it, we're going to be live the majority of the day. That isn't Maeda can leave a different KT now. Yeah, let me jump back to that. That is a worry. That's the biggest take that I took from Brendan Rodgers' interview today. 23 hours and 8 minutes until the transfer window closes in England. and it's open later in Scotland, so it's going to be a late night tomorrow night. We will be live as normal tomorrow at 9 a.m. Celtic Park's time. We'll be live at 9 a.m. and then we'll be live at various points throughout the day. I'm not too sure of the times. I will try and make the times so that it doesn't fall into times that other Celtic channels are generally on. But because it's transfer deadline day, I don't know if they're sticking to their time schedules or if they're going to be all over the place as well. I do try to make sure that I don't come on the exact same time as other channels, but with it being transfer deadline day, I will be going live at 9 a.m. I will be going live at 8 p.m. Celtic Park time right through, but we'll be live through the day as well, as much as we can, because Celtic need to get a minimum of 3 players in tomorrow, and Brendan Rodgers has no idea why Adam Ida was sold. I think that's the one of the worst. Feel bad for Ida. He's a victim of the English League prices. Yeah, he is. I feel sorry for him for the fact that Brendan Rodgers... I mean, did Brendan Rodgers even have a conversation with him before he left? By the sounds of it, it sounds like Adam was told... Now, Brentford player Wissa has made a statement, says he wants to leave the club ahead of transfer deadline day. And that is one to watch. That is one to watch. You better rant tonight. Good on you, Baz, mate, for calling Rodgers out. He's a terrible diddy manager. He can't play. I don't think I was calling him out. I'm pointing out the obvious. That, I mean, my WhatsApp went mental with guys at the game today, and fair play to them, for after the game had finished, they were singing their hearts out in the stadium. But my brother was on WhatsApp as well, and he's like, he's looking at the stats and goes, "Was the game that bad?" And their reply was, "I'm going on the drink," because it was a game of two sides that just didn't want to even try and score. It was it was the worst game of football they've ever been at. And then one of them said, "No, it wasn't as bad as midweek, but it was close." And that's someone that had travelled to both. So yeah, stated yesterday the board are going to miss out on 7 million. Yeah, the board they're not going to miss out on 7 million, but let me just see. Ida fucked off because our fans hated them. Same with Taylor. Rab, I think you're right, but I have said that there's always a fall guy, and you know, it was Mikey Johnson a few years ago. Mikey Johnson was the hate figure at Celtic, even though he was a young lad that gave his all. You know, and is Mikey Johnson as bad as Yang? I mean, there's a quid poll for you. Is Mikey Johnson as bad as Yang? Who's the worst player? And I would say Yang. I would have Mikey Johnson still at Celtic all day long over Yang any day. Let me just double check this, because there is a whoa, who's this? Where is he going? Looks like Celtics are missing out on a striker, thank goodness. I don't think anything's going to happen tonight. O's away for 25 million. It's 28 million, but if you had watched the video for the beginning, you'll see that we had this on the screen. 25 million pounds, 28 million euros. Yeah, that has to be this. I think that's the biggest kick in the balls to Celtic fans ever. Do you know, it's like, come on, what's going on? What's going on? They need for a study and that pointing things out abuse. I'd have Greg Taylor back in a heartbeat. Yeah, where's Paul Baird tonight? Maida's not going to the Premiership. Can't grab a bag of cement. Yeah. McGregor is done as soon as someone comes up a decent player. He hides. He's been a passenger at years. Worst Celtic cap. He's not the worst Celtic captain ever, Jim. Come on. He's not the worst. You're not slating him when he's lifting titles and he's lifting trophies. Look, I'm all for giving players stick when it's needed. Let's look back. I've done this before. When you look at the players and the fact that Neil Lennon come out today that said that Celtic are basically going through another period of managed decline. You know, he said that when he lost Hooper, when he lost Wanyama and he lost someone else, and then they couldn't get the similar quality player in, he says that the quality of the player declined. Neil Lennon's exact words today. Check it out on I've got a short up on the channel. Celtic are going through another season of managed decline. Scales was man of the match, has been for the last 3 or 4 games. When you look at Captain Callum, right, let's look at the quality of the player round about him. When has Callum played with such bad midfielders round about him? The highlight of Callum's over the last couple of years was playing aside Matt O'Reilly. Matt O'Reilly's the only midfielder since Scott Brown left that Calmack, you could say, is playing with someone of quality in midfield. Because I've been calling out Rio Hatate since last year. So yeah. Midfield, Rodgers ruining playing him out of position. Yeah. He's not a defensive midfield. He's never been a defensive midfield player. And that's the issue. Calmack hasn't started the season well. Who has? Let's just talk. Let's not. This isn't meant to be a negative dig at every single Celtic player, because none of them have. And whose fault is it? Whose fault is it that they're not playing well? There lies another question. I mean, I know I looked at some of the questions for the video I did earlier, and folk are calling me a Hun, and I need to go to a Hun channel and all the rest of it because of my opinion. Who on earth is playing well? And Brendan Rodgers is not exempt. And when some guy said, "Oh, you need to stop all the Brendan Rodgers hate," I'm the one guy that's backed Brendan Rodgers to be here for the 3 years for the beginning. From the beginning. Murray ahead of CCV. Now, I would like Murray to be beside CCV actually. Yamada looked lost. Rodgers' fault, simple. Bernardo should be playing. I'm surprised he's still at the club. Yeah, the fact that we brought him in for $3.5 million, we've got them down from the $6 million they wanted, and it's another player that just isn't getting the chance. But do you know, it is what it is as we go into the final. Benji isn't a winger. No, he's not. And a lot of people are saying Benji's a winger. He's not a winger. Hatate's too overhyped by some fans. We need a midfield leader. Urban Cubicle, you're 100% correct with that. And the fact that we've been saying that since Scott Brown left. Callum McGregor is not a holding midfield general. You know? Only the defence and Maida get a pass from me. From the game today. Does Dyson Maida get a pass for the game today? Do you think that he was playing at 100%? I think he's still waiting on this. If this Brentford deal goes through in the morning, there's nothing impossible in football. Shin Yamada done what strikers supposed to do. Drew out fouls. And actually turned defenders. Who's the next captain? There's 12. I don't think that we're ever going to get a captain in the mould of Scott Brown again. Scales, when he had the captain's armband on, played a different type of game. He upped his game again. So you could point out that maybe Scales has the opportunity. I mean, I'm just watching a goal from a free kick. We get a free kick outside the box and we never take a shot on goal. Arne Engels, Paulo Bernardo, all these players that were brought in to take shots for range, but instead we try and cross it in. Fans were spoiled, top of the league. Remember the 1990s? As fans were spoiled. Are we though? Come on, Kieran. Are you happy? Are you happy with the dismal Champions League performance? Are you happy with the performance today against a really bad Rangers side? Come on, if Martin O'Neill's teams comes up against that Rangers side, it's another 5-0, 6-0 game. Brendan Rodgers' team, first time around, comes up against that Rangers side. It's a high scoring game. It's cricket score. Roma. Loan. Fuck off. Come on, just get Celtic news up, you English. What's going on with Bernardo? No idea. He just can't get up. Fed up with entitled fans. They're fucking Celtic knowledgeable as 10 years of club history. Do you know what? After a lot of people going on about entitlement and entitled fans, I was reading a book yesterday, and it was talking about what people perceive as entitlement, and it was quite funny that, especially when people talk about entitled fans, because they think that they've seen Celtic gone through a fantastically successful period in the last 15 years. And, you know, people are allowed to have their say. It's not entitlement. I mean, I put that picture up with me as a kid with Roy Aitken in the Celtic boardroom in the 1980s. Does that make me an entitled fan because I've got an opinion that I think that Brendan Rodgers has slipped as a manager? I think he's went backwards as a manager. I think he's lost his power hold on Celtic that he maybe had. He's definitely not got the power that he had his first time round at Celtic. I think that we're going backwards. I think that we're going through a period of managed decline. Neil Lennon admitted it today on Sky that we're going through a period of managed decline. Celtic go through it continually. Is that entitlement, or is that just wanting the best for the club? I think people throw out entitlement and stuff like that when ultimately you want to have the best for the club. But it's just a word. It is just a word. Do you think they will get Dolberg? Well, he came on the 73rd minute for Anderlecht. He wasn't in the starting lineup. I've just seen there that Anderlecht had two players sent off in the 81st and 83rd minute. But he did come on as a substitute on the 73rd minute. Kasper Dolberg, striker number 12, came on for another striker that they took off. Which means that he wasn't flying today. Celtic still have a lot of work to do trying to get the deal over the line. I mean, there's young boys have signed Watford right back Ryan Andrew for 2.6 million. Watford have inserted a 50% sell-on clause to the deal. Why are we not going out and buying a right back at 2.6 million? I mean, we've got Coleman Donovan, but we'll wait and see. Women secure third straight win. Oh God, who cares? What was that? Brendan achieved something. This will be good. I don't even. Hun Publications infiltrating Celtic media. Oh, it's absolutely boiling hot. What time is it? Oh God, I've been on later than what I thought. I was only going to be on for half an hour. Trouble with Maida is, regardless of what we think, he can't actually be in two places at once. If he chases the ball, he's not in the centre. Well, does that make him... what about the goalie, Casper, poor today? Don't get me, Maida. Wait until you sober up and watch the game again. He's chasing the ball not the centre. Yeah, I get that. Casper Schmeichel. Casper always puts the players under pressure. He put Liam Scales under pressure today. He put Cameron Carter-Vickers under pressure. And he put Tony Ralston under pressure at one point, and then we ended up losing the ball. That has to be a serious consideration for Brendan Rodgers to... Baz, you're right. I'm asking the question. It wasn't a statement. Hard to believe that we went from winning trebles and doubles and plenty in the bank to this. There's no new captain in our current squad. Yeah, there's not. I mean, people talking about Alistair Johnson as potential captain material, but Alistair Johnson will be... Oh, here we go. Celtic striker Adam Idah is having the second part of his medical ahead of the proposed 7 moves to Swansea. Idah is expected to finalise the move to Swansea. Celtic continue trying to sign Anderlecht striker. So Adam Idah, as it stands, Adam Idah has... He would have passed it. They're not going to wait until tomorrow now. He went down there back last night, so... predictable, slow as hell, a lot of back passing, no one out to play, risky passes forward. 20 headless chickens running around. Yeah, that was the game today. Right, here's a bit of news that I'm waiting on. Vardy's gone to Italy. So that's one player that Brendan Rodgers will not be able to do an old pals act with. So that's probably a bit of good news. Potential add-ons. What do you think of Obaz? He was a strange player at his time at Celtic, and he never really got the chance. He was kind of brought in as a replacement for the grumpy Greek, and when he was... I mean, this is a crazy situation as well, because we have to remember that he was sold, and then we were left with just Kyogo. So O was sold, we were left with Kyogo, and then we had to get an Adam Idah at the next transfer window. It was bizarre, to say the least. It was completely bizarre. The warning signs have been there for Celtic for a long time. The warning signs have been there. We're not even buying a left back, never mind a right back. Well, we've got a left back in. We've got a left back in on loan who came on today, and I think he done okay. Looks as if he's got a bit of fight about him. I think he'll play more games than Kieran Tierney, to be honest. Just saying. Thomas doesn't think that we'll get Dolberg. It can't be true about O, surely. Well, it is, I'm afraid. It's absolutely bonkers. £25 million. Teams are paying £25 million for O. Shows how fucked up football is. It is, isn't it? The guy used to run a bit like a headless chicken. It's a shocker that Brendan Rodgers isn't playing Bernardo and McCowan. How? Right, there's the poll question. There's the poll question. It has to be asked. If Rio is still here after the window, Brendan Rodgers says that Rio Hatate needs help. He needs other players round about him. Does Rio Hatate deserve to be dropped? That is the poll question. Space. Does Rio Hatate deserve to be dropped from the team? There's been over 2,000 people online as well. We should have had this one up earlier. Does Rio Hatate deserve to be dropped from the team? Not just on today's performance. Do you know, you can look at it over several games. See how this one splits the fans. The fans will be right on with this one. Split right down the middle. Sitting at 23,030 subscribers. Let's jump through some of these. Done that one. How can you say the keeper was poor? He didn't have a save to make. You look at the distribution. Keepers are not just there for saving the ball. Brendan Rodgers uses the goalkeeper as an extra defender, and he uses him to play out from the back. Look at the distribution that the keeper made today. Look at the passes out and the pressure it put under players in, and then we lost balls. And then how many free kicks in and around our half came from Kasper Schmeichel passing the ball out and it not getting to the right player and stuff and putting under pressure. I don't think I said he was poor, but I think that he needs dropped. And I think that Sinisalo brings more to the game. And I've said that since last season. This isn't a reactionary thing to the game today. I mean, I've been saying it consistently since before Kasper Schmeichel was picked for the cup final. I said that Sinisalo should be playing. And I'll stick to it. I still stick to it. I still think that Sinisalo is the better goalkeeper than Kasper. Kasper Schmeichel's carrying 2 or 3 pounds too much round his midriff. Look at the physicality of Joe Hart and the way Joe Hart threw his cell about the pitch, and then look at Kasper. There's nowhere near the same. Nowhere near the same. Kasper's getting dodgy. Let's jump. I ain't watching it again. Nah, I was going to watch it again, but yeah. I seen that one, Big Rab. That was the one that was kicked about last night. This one from Bristol Rovers to Celtic, but it's only going to be a loan deal. There is a possibility that Leicester are in for him also. So we'll watch how that one comes out. That could be one of the strikers that we do get in tomorrow on loan. Sinisalo should be playing, but sadly Rodgers plays his buddies. Kasper needs dropped. Baffles me, Rodgers saying he does no. Yeah, I mean, we need to talk about that. I mean, Brendan Rodgers, Celtic manager, talking about the fact that he has no idea why Adam Ida was sold. It's nothing against Adam. He's stuff going on in the background that Rodgers has no idea about. Rodgers saying, yeah, I've never spoke to anyone since yesterday. Surely you jump on the phone and you go in the morning, is there any update on players? Any update? How's the talks going? Brendan Rodgers like, nah, it's nothing fuck all to do with me, mate. I don't have nothing to do with transfers. I have nothing. Get a Zoom going. Some of our minted fans on. No chance, Tam Mac. Not tonight. Not tonight, Mavis. Casper, like, Carl, do you want me? I forget Zoom. I forget. Nah, because you get there's zombies kicking about. Rocky was our best centre back, and Rodgers didn't rate him. Speaks volume. I think it's good that he's only out on loan. The Engels experiment isn't working, the same as the Ida experiment. Is it? Ida wanted away. Couldn't handle the weight of expectation. Did he really? Did he really want away? Doesn't say to me. I'd take Patrick Roberts back. Jesus, that's bad, he's coming across so weak. Yeah, Brendan Rodgers is, isn't he? But if you say anything, it's anti-Brendan Rodgers. It's anti-Celtic. It's Hun talk. Do you know, it's shame on you for... I mean, there was a few Irish guys said shame on you for talking bad of Brendan Rodgers. And it's like, I wanted to comment and say, look, take your green Irish tinted spectacles off and look what's happening at the club. Brendan Rodgers doesn't have the authority that he once had at Celtic. Tisdale's just another yes man. So is Neil Lennon. And Neil Lennon sitting on the TV today telling Chris Sutton, look, it's hard sell trying to bring players to Scotland. We know this. We know it's a shit league. And we know that it's hard for Celtic to get top players. But if we're sitting waiting, and some players were sitting going, yeah, I'll come to Celtic only if you get in the Champions League. We never signed players over the last couple of seasons that were saying, well, it's waiting on Champions League. Do you know? But Brendan criticised fans for getting restless back in the past. And, yeah, I mean, Brendan coming out today and saying that it's not his team that passed back to back and side to side, but when asked about it, the Dolberg thing's still up in the air, mate. Neil Lennon left the first time because he couldn't build a team. Yeah, exactly. So, who knows? Nothing wrong with a bit of constructive criticism. It's where credit and exactly, and I'm all for giving it. Do you know? I think that I credit the manager, and I've been very vocal on the manager being here for the 3 years when there was a lot of people saying, like, he's off. And I stuck to it and said, not Brendan will be here for the 3 years. But at the same time, Brendan's got to accept a bit of a responsibility. He is the manager. He is the man that motivates the team and gets the player. Just coming in at half time and saying to the players, that's not good enough. It's not good enough. KT's not at full... He's not fit. He's not fit. Paulo Bernardo needs to start in the team over Kalmak. Yes. I think he will. Jamie Vardy has agreed to join the Italians. He turned down the opportunity to join Feyenoord. Oh, could you imagine that? Jamie Vardy, Feyenoord against Celtic. Thank God that's not happening. Brendan's a yes man. He's not even a yes man. He's getting told what's happening and that's it. He's not even a yes man. Look how well we played against Livingston. That was with Paolo and McCowan in the middle. Yeah, exactly. But it is what it is. Anyway, Kalmak's been really poor. He's never a defensive midfield player. Yeah, we all know that. He was always a left-sided midfield player. Always. He was never... When did he's never in his career played the holding position. Never in his career. But anyway, it is what it is. Right, let me do one last quick check-up of... there's nothing new. Anderlecht says his goodbyes after the game to fans. Deal is on. It's been said that Kasper Dolberg said his goodbye to fans after the game today, after getting beat 2-0. He did come on from the bench on the 73rd minute. Let me just see this. He is edging closer, but to where? Can Celtic get the deal done? Or does he go to Borussia Mönchengladbach, who are weighing up an 11th hour bid, it's been said. Dolberg hasn't been sold on a move to Parkhead. Why hasn't Brendan Rodgers been on the phone to him and said, do you want to come to Celtic? Reports suggest that Dolberg hasn't been sold on a move to Celtic and is willing to sit tight at Anderlecht until January if the right offer doesn't come along. It's embarrassing. And it looks like that Yang is going to Birmingham for 3 million also. That's the final bit of Celtic news that I'm doing tonight. Let's finish off the poll. 140, 152. Does Rio need drop from the team? Yes, he does. Big percentage say yes. Almost 3/4 of the people that voted said, yep, he needs drop from the team. I will be back at 9 a.m. sharp tomorrow morning with the first video of transfer deadline day. How many Celtic players will leave tomorrow? How many Celtic will they get in? It is a big ask. Anyway, on that note, have a fantastic evening. Thank you to the whole 2,580 people that watched the video, and a big shout out to the 23,029. We've just lost a subscriber. It'll be that hun that we blocked earlier. Anyway, have a fantastic evening, Celtic fans, wherever you are. I'm going to go and finish my beer. It's better be warm now. Not yet.